All right, ladies and gents, it is your none other than your host, iCCup Fitz here for iCCup StarCraft TV. This is going to be the final match between the last match of the finals of the A/B tournament run by iCCup, and that was played on January 27, 2012. That was 2 days ago, as I recorded the first two games yesterday, and then the final game we casted today because just timing-wise and all that other fun stuff that happens when you're casting. So, anyway, we are gonna go into introducing our players now. Spawning the bottom right-hand corner on destination, it'll be the blue Protoss, Arcneon, or the Korean Protoss, whatever you want to call them. And in the top left-hand corner at the 11 o'clock position will be the orange Terran, MADiNHO. So, yeah, we've seen some pretty interesting games so far. Game one was MADiNHO was able to fend off a sneaky two-base carrier play and got up, just knew about it and was able to react accordingly. And then Arcneon, game two, went some heavy goon play and was able to break down the front door of our Terran buddy. And yeah, and that leads us up to the final. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Not the finals of this tournament. I'm sorry. This is the finals of their match. Their best of 3 in round 1. I am sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you guys. Yes, and I don't know if this is going to continue working because it was a little bit of a nuisance to set up, but we do have a timer in the bottom left-hand corner. Maybe, I feel like that's useful, and if it's not, then maybe not, but, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes down. We do have some pro press going down here. Never mind. Trying to block the pro from getting in there, but unfortunately for MADiNHO, he will get a nice sailing off. It won't be anything like a... I don't really know what else you can really do. I mean, it won't be like a 1-Rax FE, which would be kind of ridiculous. But you know, that doesn't actually... No, you could do you could do a Siegeless expand if you wanted to. But what I mean by that is like you get the command center before you get your factory, so you get your command center down faster. Which you probably could do on this map if you had a good enough bunker placement. You potentially have one of your depots down here, but he does have the gas, so he will be throwing down that factory right away. And this is taking some heavy damage so far. Nice SCV harass going down there. Continuing to attack that pylon. We do have Singularity Charge starting up right now, so goon range. Things are going pretty standard. I don't know if Protoss would actually go 2-gate goon, and the only reason why I say that is because of these two narrow ridges on destination, which could make it difficult to pressure. Now, if we may not see that. Of course, a competent player can do pretty well. The only reason why I say that is because it's narrow, and it's not like goons are really that good at coming, directing orders to begin with. So now just try to limit their mobility. So I wouldn't think about going for a 2-gate goon, just for my preference against the Terran at least, because most of the time it doesn't matter what build they're going. In the first like 5 minutes of the game, they will get a siege tank. Even if it is a deep 6, you continue to make siege tanks just to fool your opponent till that time when you come out with like 6 scares. But I take that back. Well, I am wrong, like I always am. He is throwing down the second gateway, so all that fun stuff. And the tank will be out. So this will just be this might be an FD push. If he does, yeah, this is going to be an FD push. Granted by our mines being researched right now. He will be pushing out, killing off the pro first. Oh, he's getting a little... MADiNHO, I was just going to say, he's getting very aggressive very quickly. Five Marines. With any competent player with decent hold control micro or kiting, or rather, whatever you want to call it, from goons, can really kind of kill off Marines pretty fast. The only times probably Marines would be effective at just kind of barreling down would be if it's on like a flat plane where goons can't really retreat back to, like they're kind of in a corner. But that rarely happens, as they can get up on the high ground and just start kiting again and all that fun stuff. Siege tank mode. That didn't make much sense, but whatever. And we'll be throwing down the... And alright. Terran will be pushing across the map. This is a standard FD push, not getting the extra Marine or 2. This is probably... I want to say actually 6 Marines is probably the most that you'd get. But this is actually a bit different of an FD push, as he's getting 2 tanks with this. Interesting. You don't generally see this. You generally see, you generally stop, unless you're like doing some massive damage, you'll probably only make a tank and a vulture and 5 Marines and just see what you can do with this. But here we go. Marines, nice control on the Marines right here. 1 Goon's almost dead with 10 HP left over. This is getting pretty intense. 4 Marines and 2 tanks left over, and the vulture is coming in here with 1 mine left. So he could do some damage right here if he can get the mine on the low ground. But it looks like he... Nope, it's not going to be retreating right here. This is going to be intense. Will the mine go off? That doesn't look like that, but these goons are so low on HP, but there's 4 more goons on the south side. He's going up to 3 gate goon right now. Arcneon is doing a lot. Arcneon wants to end this game. It feels like. Yeah, and this will be pushed back for the time being. And things are looking pretty standard so far. Getting a little later siege tech that you'd probably want. And the problem is, this might actually bite him in the ass because, I mean, he may. Okay, no, they're the mines. Okay, so he won't have an obs, I don't think. What? I can't hear you. No, thank you. Oh, all right. Anyway. But it looks like he's just gonna be disabling the mines as it is. Hopefully, he can stall for enough time. For MADiNHO at least, or else he's gonna do a lot of damage. 7 goons coming up there. You gotta keep in mind though that this is like you can only like file 1 goon at a time, and they tend to mess up with the kind of clump up. And these vultures will just barely get out of there. At least 1 will, so this will give him some proper scouting information. Going back down to Protoss's base right now. He's up to 3 goons. I mean, he's going strong off the goon production right now, and he has 7 right here. Is he continuing to rally? No. So he's just setting up a light contain, if you want to call it that. I know he's pushing in now. He's pushing in here. He doesn't care. He doesn't care if there's a tank in here. He will kill off the tank right here. Will he get the second tank? SCVs will be coming out right here. Will they be able to do what they need to do to kill this off? He does kill off the tank right here. He's starting to zealot bomb other tanks right here. This is brilliant positioning of Arcneon right now. Getting behind the mineral line to make do even more damage. And now the zealots are in the main base right here. Now he's going to have to patrol micro this vulture around if you want to keep it alive. No, he will not. And these goons are still continuing to do economic damage. Massive damage being dealt by Arcneon right now. And this vulture sadly will not be able to make it in the base. And we do have a followed up nexus of Arcneon right now. And the tank will go down again. He's losing so many tanks. Finally, we'll get cleaned up right here. And all he has to do is clean up these last few goons. And hopefully he can start back to mining right now, as massive damage has been dealt. And this might be the one time that I might ever use the /workers command. Surprisingly, MADiNHO is only down by 2 workers after all of that. And it does make sense too, because Arcneon was going for like a 3-gate goon with like a fast robo, it feels like. I mean, he even got a pretty fast citadel as well, so but now he's off of 2 bases, but he's happily mining off of 2 bases, so his economy, I'm assuming, should be that much greater than the opponent has for this time being. Matt going off 2 bases is going to be way more efficient than 1 base, so... Yep. But finally, this push from Arcneon will get cleaned up, but not after taking a massive economic hit. It's kind of resetting Terran back significantly. And maybe things have stabilized for the best, maybe? Because, I mean, if they're the same amount of workers, then I'd assume that they're both on the same economy base, so... But we already have fast DTs coming to follow this up with. I don't... Actually, you know what? He might be doing 2 base Rs to follow this up with. That could be something as well. I wouldn't see the logical reasoning. Oh, and he mined this back door out. This still could be 2 base arbs because this is a mineral only. So you might be able to get like 2 more gateways out of production right now. But we'll see. We'll see what Protoss has up in this mine. Unless he's gonna go carriers again, which would be kind of ridiculous. But I wouldn't understand why you would get a Templar Archives. For those who don't know, you need a Templar Archives to get up Arbiter Tribunal. Well, there goes down the Stargate, so yeah, it will be 2 base arbs, or the equivalent of which is if you take this is kind of like a base and a half, like a half base or 3/4 of a base, 3/4 of a base, excuse me, because you don't have the gas. So in other words, he'll have a lot more zealots to be able to mine drag and stuff like that, which is not a bad build for this map at all for Protoss. The unfortunate thing is, how do you engage Terran on this map? Which I don't know the exact win rates of Terran on this map, but these small choke points do make it very annoying for Protoss to engage correctly. And well, and that's the reason why I'm probably going for quick arbiters. And we should have an Arbiter Tribunal being thrown down somewhere soon. But Arcneon is macroing like a champ right now. And we just have this nice kind of like out of base like setup right here. Tribunal has just been thrown down. That's 11. Yeah, so yeah, he's getting ready for the 2 base arbs. Okay, so Terran, and again, this is another thing that like Terran, some maps are kind of balanced. Like if you look at Aztec, you can't build anything in the center of the map except for like the direct center, because Terran with these kind of like pallets or area space right here, because so Terran can't just put up turrets everywhere, which can make it very annoying to break down. It is possible if Protoss can get up enough bases, but I mean they're both off of equal basing right now, so I heard DTs though. I actually heard DTs being made. No. Find. /find. I know this command works. I know it does. Nah, apparently it doesn't. But apparently there is a command that says /find. And maybe I'm just thinking I've seen things, but I swear I heard a DT somewhere. And there comes out the Arbiter right now as well. You see, like, it'll like pinpoint to find Dragoon, but so I guess there was no dark Templar. Oh, and this base though, we do have some harass going down over here. And you'll kind of see how weak vultures are, how many vultures it takes to kill off like 2 goons. But those goons will get cleaned up, but those vultures aren't going to be able to go anywhere other than in the main base though. But look at this, smartly deciding to put his zealots right here, and he's going to try to contain them from these vultures. Which I mean, they'll be smart though, they'll kill off these zealots very quickly. He's going to have to get some goons back there. And Terran's still only off a 2 base, keep in mind. Protoss is getting is like hyper, like we're not, is aggressively taking expansion, which is very, very nice. Terran might be trying to loop his way around and try to take this base safely. While very safe, while very safe indeed, the issue, sometimes it takes so long to take that 3rd base when you're trying to be so defensive can hurt you. But he's pushing right now. He's hard pushing. That's a good set of tanks right there. Vultures will amazingly get out of there. Oh, incoming probe line right here. He's gonna be keeping up right here. Gonna be setting up his minefields if there are any left. And he just wasted up all of his mines. But this base will go down for Protoss. And it looks like he did cancel this other base right here. It did get canceled off. And he's just going to aim it with tanks on here. This wheel is going to push army right here, but we have goons coming over here. Oh, but the mines do massive damage onto this goon army. And if he can kill off these, no. Unfortunately, he's lost his entire army. Yeah, so Arcneon is actually, unfortunately, lost a decent part of his army, and we haven't seen too much use of the Arbiter up to this point, other than forcing scans, which is what I tend to forget when I'm facing Arbiters when I ran into Terran, but they're not doing the stasis field, which is probably the important thing. And did he get EMP? We don't even have science vessels yet, I don't think. And he's going to be pushing this base. Dead Sports a lift off right here. So Terran can be... Where? Okay, there are all the SCVs. Look at this beautiful positioning over here by MADiNHO. And he's just going in here and he's being such a ridiculous person coming on from this back cannon way. I don't even know what to this little ridge area. Doing massive damage. And this is brilliant positioning because Protoss, again, this map is so difficult to engage Terran on. You kind of think why? I mean, he just lost like there's a lot of blue blood on the ground right there. Looks like he's just shut up vessel production as well, so things are being not so great. But you know, Terran's still off a 2 base. Let's keep in mind. But the same Protoss only have a 1, so yikes. Massive damage being dealt by MADiNHO right now. Now, let's see what Protoss is doing in response. It's clearing out the minefields, but this isn't a whole lot to engage right now. If he could potentially recall on the army, that would be fantastic, but does he even have recall? And I think he's lost the tribunal. No, it's right here. Here comes the Protoss army, though. He may not be paying attention. He may not force a scan. Looks like this army will get cleaned up right here. So, really doing... Both players have done massive economic damage to both of them. Fantastic game to watch. The series has been absolutely phenomenal. The question now becomes, what happens? Terran... I mean, Terran could try to go for another massive push, but he's going to only be at a 1 base economy. And if you look at the resources of both these players, they don't have a whole lot of bank. I mean, they've been macroing and being super aggressive for both sides. So I'm assuming we might see a lot of vultures coming out, which is what we already see, and then potentially Terran to try and take up a 3rd base. Maybe even the same thing for Protoss, because I really don't think either of these players will be able to. Well, especially Protoss, because he only has 1 base. I mean, I couldn't fathom Protoss being aggressive at this point in time. So, very interesting game. Low economy game, but super fast-paced, super awesome to watch. Other than at times I was confused of like what the hell is going on, but there's a lot of action on screen, so it's like I was taking it all in. We do have vultures coming in here, seeing what they can do for economic damage. Maybe taking for that 3rd nexus trying to be established right here. Nice stasis going down, which will force, it's kind of like a force field to drop that area. But 2 of the vultures will get away. These 4 vultures will eventually be killed off. 3rd base has been established for Terran. And maybe try and take it. Nope, that's not a command center. And just waiting to probably drop the nexus. These mines are being so annoying. Arcneon's doing such a great job by just continuing to put down these mines, forcing Arcneon to be super active with his units to make sure that these mines aren't all over the place. And gonna be putting up like a lot of turrets right here, so make sure that there's kind of recall shenanigans going down right here. Ooh, beautiful stasis field right here, grabbing all the vultures. If you haven't noticed, he's only making vultures at this time. Like, he's only being aggressive with vultures. And he's just trying to he's just trying to stall for time so he can get up his base, or bases. I keep on thinking that these big blocks of orange are command centers being thrown down, but they're not. But look at this. We have vulture run by happening in the main base right here. And there's a lot of probes ready to be eaten up. He goes in the natural, sees absolutely nothing. And he's not bringing units in here. 3 vultures are in here. A lot of these probes are going to be going down for Arcneon right here. Beautiful play by MADiNHO. Just trying to get around the cannon as best as ability. Oh, now he sees a High Templar coming out. Oh, snaps up a High Templar. That's something that really Arcneon can't really afford to lose at this point, as he's only off of pretty much a 1 base economy at this time. Maybe 2 gases, but that probably won't be sustained for too long. And Terran's still going to be happy mining off 2 base. This is actually something, again, I'm going to open up that worker tab because I have such workers. Again, it apparently didn't work. We have... Yeah, Arcneon has 18 probes versus 42 of Terran. And kind of showing that this massive Vulture harass is doing an untold amount of damage. And just look how much orange is on the map. Now, granted, these are all Spider Mines, but just kind of showing, like, Terran's grasp on this game right now. He has 2 Arbiters, but Arcneon is... The EMP! Gets everything, so no stasis field. And pretty much at this point, I feel like Terran could probably A-move and just win. Protoss has 0 upgrades. Terran's going to be getting his upgrades going. No, he doesn't, unfortunately. But I saw an armory. Yeah, he's starting to get his upgrades going. Just started, but he's getting it. The Vultures will try to get into the base right here. Only one will, but the cannon will clean that up, and that was a failed attempt right there. But he's allowed to do these kind of not so great engagements because, well, he's so far ahead. Trying to bruise as much as he can, keep in mind. He needs to put down a Nexus, which has just never been thrown down. But Arcneon's still going to try. He is Korean, after all, so, you know, we'll see. That's a lot of Vultures. That is 12 Vultures right there. That is 12. All right. That's a little ridiculous. That's a lot. That's a lot. Arcneon's going to be pushing on the west side of the map right here. He will have a decent-sized force rate here. Nothing to really compete with a Tyrant at 135 supply, but the... I mean, it's something, you know, it's something tangible that he can work with at least. And who knows, you know, you can see comebacks. I don't know if it will happen, but, you know, there's always a chance. He's being aggressive, and this might be Terran's fault at this point, that he could probably end the game if he just decided to, I don't know, take this whole army over here and just A-move. Starting to blame the Terrans, or starting to blame MADiNHO for just not ending this game sooner than later. But being cautious, can't complain to a player for doing that at all. And he's just trying to try to go in here, and another EMP comes down right here. So this is going to be a non-stasis army, and he's going to lose an Arbiter on the retreat, maybe even the second one. And yeah, and he's even starting getting up Goliath production right now as well. This army is getting completely destroyed. But he's still like powering up like 5 goons at a time. And at this point, I couldn't really give off like constructive criticism at all. I wouldn't know what to say. But the one thing though that I'm kind of glad that Arcneon's doing, while you could go in this mentality like, all right, I'm going to just double expand, which, you know, is risky in its own right, but he's also kind of playing this skillfully. He's being so aggressive that Terran's is spending APM not taking expansions. I mean, up to this point, he's only been off 3 base, when he could probably at least be up 5. Because remember the base in the top right-hand corner right here, you can just take him over there. So, without any risk at all. It looks like he's really taking that 2 o'clock pretty soon. And the goons will come from clean up these pushes right here. MADiNHO really is trying to get through this little ramp right here, and he smartly decided to put a couple goons back there to help just defend from that. And just like more massive amount of vultures coming out right here. Let's look at the factory count here. 5? He's only been off of 5 factories this entire game, actually. And this is why, Fighting Spirit, you suck. You don't have this epic games IMO on Fighting Spirit with Terran versus Proton. And here we go. He's gonna be taking these expansions right now. He's expansion in there and taking them in the mineral in the top right hand corner. Protoss, maybe gonna take his? No. This also might be, this could be like, if you read into this, maybe if you read too much into this could be like BM from Protoss. Like, you know what, I'm not gonna leave until I actually lose. Until you kill off like my small remnants of like 5 goons at a time army. Not even, he doesn't even have economy to sustain that. No, wait, that might be an expansion. Yeah, that's an expansion coming up. Where did you throw that down? Wait, aha, no. Yeah, you have it, you have a base right there. Oh, wait, hold on. 5 goons left alone right here. Versus, there's no way he's going to be able to engage that, unfortunately. Or will he even try? This will be kind of fun to watch. Watch goons get utterly destroyed at this point. You have a probe! Throw it down already, please! Oh, here we go. Probe's going to be throwing a small task force up here. Or probably the main bulk of the army at this point. Getting a couple vultures right here and seeing what he can do, but there's so many mines. If he runs anywhere near to these things, all these goons are just done. Nice State still grabbing 5 vultures at this time, but they're still moving, even though despite them being stasis. And he will be on the retreat. Terran has claimed this top right-hand corner and probably has lifted off his command center up to this 2 o'clock expansion right now. We finally have the Nexus being thrown down here in the bottom left-hand corner. And Terran is slowly pushing across the map. These goons are like, you know what? We're just going to hold position here so you can't get by. Look at this. Moving the goons into position to cut off these vultures. I love that. This guy... really good strategic position right now. Smart play. Oh, and the goon dives over there, and the vultures have now sustained this other 3 o'clock expansion, which is probably gonna be. That's more like a 4 o'clock maybe. 2 or 3. The EMPs have been spot on every time. Oh, and that's what. And this is what our Arcneon needs is like a nice stasis field, but that doesn't look like it's gonna happen. We'll be transferring over about 10 probes over to that bottom left-hand corner. A little skirmish happening over here. Goons versus mines. This is like the farthest I've seen the Protoss army up since this entire game. An EMP again onto this army. And it looks like the Arbiter's still alive somehow. Like, I don't know how he keeps, like... The one thing you have to compliment Arcneon in this whole game was that he's kept, like, his 2 Arbiters alive for so freaking long. Like, I don't think he's making any more of them. I don't think he's ever made more than 2 Arbiters this entire game. I take that back. He has, like, what, 3 Arbiters? You know, you can try to go Mass Arbiter and just see if you can win that way. I've seen it happen. I've lost to Mass Arbiters before on fastest map possible. And some BGH as well. All the good times. Did you know? I didn't realize, but Battle.net, like the E server is still like pretty active. Like there was like there was like 5 games of like Hunters going on at a time. Like it was legit. It was pretty awesome. So I was reminiscing of my past of playing like 9 games of BGH. And the EMP again doesn't even matter. I don't think Arcneon really cares, but the stasis doing so much. I don't think it really matters because there's already like 6 tanks over there. But hey, he's gonna use this time as a diversion to go up here. But it looks like MADiNHO's already in position. They were just putting down so many mines. Nice stasis still going down again, but there are 9 mines, and everything is so much damage is being done. Every goon that walks by there is just gonna be sent to the graveyard and will form a pile of blue goo. It looks like Terran's natural has finally been mined out for some time. Look at this, his 3rd base as well. Probably looking to secure this other base right here soon, but I even argued that he's just going for the final push now. Look at this. And here we go. He's just going to A-move with his 2-3 army versus the unupgraded Protoss army. Arbiter will get killed off in the top right-hand corner. Didn't get the stasis off, and this army's getting too powerful at this time. And G, the triple GGG, and GG, congratulations to MADiNHO to get on to round number 2 of the A/B tournament. Sadly, you know, he didn't win, but that's okay. With that, guys, we'll be back. I have a couple other games. I'm not sure if I'm doing a whole series, because I have 2 games with dual in them that should be good. So why don't we go to those? Actually, no, we have a series and then we have a game. So why don't I do that game? And that should be fun. That should be fun. All right, guys, thanks for watching iCCup StarCraft TV. It has been your host, iCCup Fitz. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.